Oh, automatic cycles. So this concept of automatic behaviors will bring us two things. First one, it will give us emotions. We feel things. Yeah? You with me? And what that emotion does is it will automatically lead us to further thinking. So we get thoughts. And the more we think about that stuff, the more feelings we get for it, until we're in a loop. We're like a record that just keeps cycling through. I'm feeling terrible. Yeah? So, and then I don't want to feel that way, but I shouldn't feel that way, and oh, now I'm angry at myself for feeling that way. So we get stuck into this loop, and it becomes a cycle, and it becomes an automatic cycle. It's like a spin dryer. Yeah? The only way you can stop it is to think outside of it. You can't be in the spin dryer to make it stop. So we get to a situation. So something happens. Okay? And then what happens then is, so let's say that's snide remark. So someone gives us a snide remark. So straight away, we get to this place of, well, stuff you, I'm not that way at all. All right? And as we're thinking about that, we automatically get to this, well, what am I then? We start thinking about it. And then what we then do is we feel bad, and then we just keep cycling around this whole thing. And then we'll replay that scenario in our head sometime, maybe later. Yeah? Now why did that person say that? Why would he say something like that? I'm not a bad person, I'm a great person. Why would he say that? And you cycle through these thoughts and feelings over and over. Does this sound familiar to someone? Show of hands. Be honest. This is human beings, okay? And we say that this is an automatic cycle that kicks in our lives. And it is what makes us ineffective. We can spend days locked up in our room trying to work out why somebody said a particular thing. And we create the same scenario over and over. Yeah? And so that's the point that really matters. So, let's pick another scenario. Let's say, this is one a lot of people understand. Let's say you did something nice for someone. Okay? You did something nice and they behaved in a way that rejected you. Now, rejection is our number one fear. Number one spiritual fear of human beings is rejection. It comes in three forms. That's another form to talk about. So, what we end up doing is, when we feel rejected, what's the first thing that happens? Come on, help me out. You've all been rejected before. There's no human being that hasn't. So when we feel rejected, like let's say by our loved ones, what do we think about?
We get angry.
We get angry, yes. So we feel, yeah? So we get angry. So emotion kicks in. And then as we get angry, what happens next? What's the next process for us?
Try to understand it.
Yeah. So we try to work it out, don't we? We try to work it out and go, maybe, I did this, or, I did that. And then as we're thinking through that process, we may feel something else. Well, maybe we start thinking, well, I'm a less human being. I'm not worthy, yeah, so that's why I'm rejected. And then things that are programmed within us when we're 5 to 8 will kick in, by the way. Rejection comes, a lot of the time it comes from that. So we then go and we believe a certain thing about ourselves.
Believe or convince?
Well, you can't have to believe to get convinced, but hey.
But you convince yourself that.
Yeah.
It's a bit of my thoughts.
Yeah.
You are unworthy or whatever.
Yeah. But you can't have to believe it, otherwise You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a certain belief. Semantics. I'm with you, Nate.
But also sometimes when you're rejected, and you go through that process, then you really think about it and go, well, I really care about that person. Even though the person's rejecting me, I want that person to be happy. And, do you know,
Where do you go with that? Where does your cycle go? Give me that.
like that, I think that's a thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So you created a story around it, didn't you? I want this person to like me. Really, they're really nice people.
because I've never seen them again. You want them to be happy, because if you've got more happy people in the world, you've got more happy people in the world,
Yep.
it creates a better environment. So,
Yep.
and you care about them, so
Yeah.
obviously you want them to thrive.
Right.
I don't want to be like, want them to, you know? So,
Yes.
you want them to thrive, even though they've rejected you, but not is it really a rejection?
So where are you at the moment? You're in this cycle.
Yeah, it happened 2 days ago. So
It's fresh in my mind. But yeah, so you've created stories around it. Yeah?
I believe.
Yeah.
Probably more of a belief.
There you go. Let's move on to the next part. Yeah? So, and then you believe in a certain way and you're trying to rationalize it. And what can kick in then is that you get frustration. And then what can happen is that can actually spiral to another area where once again you get more feelings and then that gets trapped and you can get lost in this frustration circle. Yeah? Or you can come back here again and create a similar loop based on the feelings and the thoughts and the beliefs you have around it. And that is the trap, that is the spider's web of automatic cycles. And the thing about the spider's web is this.